Thank you very much. First, I want to thank all of you for the opportunity to be here with international youth and leaders of all ages working on really creating change. And the idea I bring to you today is teaching for empowerment. Now, the idea of empowerment I am talking about today is having youth confidence building and ability to get engaged in social issues, be they communal or global. And the reason for this is having had the opportunity to grow up across 3 continents, I noticed one commonality between education systems is that they're often focused on rote learning. That means you memorize, and you spit the information back out. But you're not getting a holistic education. You're not learning, how can I become a leader? How can I get involved? And how can I make change? Which, as we said today, 50% of the global population, greater than that, is youth. So we need to harness youth empowerment and engagement in community issues. And that is why my partner and I developed the Empowerment Handbook. This is a copy. And it is a handbook that does work, it's a curriculum that does work on building the power of one, the power of team, effective communication, and action planning. What we've done is we've taken this 8-course curriculum and we've implemented it across the span of 5, nearly 6 years now at schools in India, the Philippines, South Africa, Cambodia, mainland China, and a year-long program in Hong Kong. And the reason we're doing this is we're seeing that when youth have the opportunities to get engaged in local issues, they are running with it. For example, the first year we ran it, 4 students from my school in Hong Kong ran it with students from missionary schools of the untouchable caste outside of Chennai in India. After that year, working with 20 local students, they went brickyard by brickyard, bringing their classmates back to school from working in the kilns as child laborers. Now, when you see this sort of change being incited on a local level, you realize how much telling a child that they can do something, that they have a responsibility to be doing something, what that can incite in them and the power that can bring about. So the goal with this curriculum now is we want to expand it. An 8-session curriculum this size is not enough, and it's not reaching enough students internationally. That's why I'm here, because I propose that the UN, an international governing body, help develop and increase a curriculum like this, that it can provide multilingually around the world, that national governments, that education systems can bring on in addition to the education they already have. It's amazing to see studies that have been taken that show the impacts of leadership to give substantiating data to the importance of including this in addition to math and science and reading and language, because that is what boosts long-term development. One such study was done by the University of Minnesota, and I would highly recommend you all go and look at it. And so the reason we want to do this is that if you provide an education by an international governing body, and you make sure that you include parts of cross-cultural nuances. For instance, right now we're building into the program. We realize the students in India, the boys and girls cannot work in the same groups a lot of times for physical activity, just because of the cultural divide. Whereas in the Philippines, it's very easy for boys and girls to be physical together. So what you need to do is we need a body of international educators that can help say, what can we build into this curriculum? Then you give a framework, and that's what you deliver to national governments. Because when they have a framework, when they have most of the information written out and put together for them in a nice booklet, that's when it's more likely to actually be carried out. And so that's why it's important that we develop tools like this through the UN, through other international bodies that we can develop. And so the significance of this program is not that it's going to solve issues on its own, but it's going to incite other youth to do what we're doing here today. We've all been blessed to have been given voices, to have been given opportunities, and to be here with ideas that we want to carry forward. So why should we not be spreading that wealth and that empowerment to other youth around the world? So that's why I believe it's essential that we take these ideas and skills we have today, we find a way that we can harness them and do them in a basic education system, building on tools we've already developed. And that is why we need to publish the empowerment curriculum. And not every student is going to jump on board with it, but it's going to greatly increase the number of students who have the opportunity, the ability, and the need and the want to get involved like we are so fortunate to be able to do today. So thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please come find me. Thank you.